Okay, so in order for me to go on with this yap session, I'm about to serenade into your eardrums. I feel like I gotta, introduce myself to anyone that's not familiar with my content because I usually don't make videos like this. My name is Johnny, and for the past few years of my life, I've been going hard in the paint covering anything new happening in gaming that I'm interested in from damn near all angles of the hobby. Like, if somebody farted wrong at Activision, the next day I'd have a video up deep diving into why it happened, and the next video might be about how it turned out to be Microsoft's fault. Like, this shit gets serious. So all this talking and discussion on video games has brought me closer to the hobby than I've ever been in my entire life. And it generally brings me happiness because gaming is my biggest escape from the world. So why wouldn't I want to stick my head into all these different communities and all the different platforms for games? So yeah, that's my resume for the rest of the video. I say all that because one huge observation I've made after all this time is that through both real life social groups and especially on the internet, nostalgia is damn near piggyback carrying gaming for a lot of people. And that's obviously not a bad thing, the time where most of us played video games the most was when we didn't know what a mortgage was. So once you start paying one, you just can't take those simple times back. And then there's the argument that, well, games just aren't as good as they used to, and that argument is more subjective than the word subjective. Everyone has their own personal experience with the games that they ever liked or didn't, so trying to convince a crowd whether a game is good or bad or not is just plain dumb. I will say though, games now, at least in like 2024, are more often releasing less polished and more monetarily greedy for what little they're trying to offer. Like, that's just a statistic. I'll talk about that damn near every other video, it seems like. So if you're bringing up that side, then you got a good point, but the problem for me, at least with the ideal people that inspired me to make this video, is with the crowd that genuinely believes that games just aren't good anymore, like at all. Just completely letting nostalgia dog walk their entire perception of modern gaming. And when I say at all, I mean the type that thinks that Grand Theft Auto 6 is gonna be like the last good video game ever. This is a very real crowd because I know people like this personally. And it sucks because I know that some of you guys watching might have seen people in comments or through Reddit threads of folks that literally vent about how they wish they could turn on a game like they did as a kid or a teen and just waste the day away playing a video game as an escape from this hard life that's forced upon us. The problem is though, through lack of search and maybe the right push, they never find that kind of game again, and they just reinforce the idea in their head that all games are just ass now, which is far from the case. Now of course, I gotta say that some people literally just grow out of video games on some Andy, I don't want to play with you anymore type shit. That's life, maybe what you miss is the freedom of being a child, which is, completely valid, but for anyone out there that still has a little gamer in their heart and wants to try to get into the hobby again or just more, I'm practically begging you to expand your horizons because I promise you that there's more games out there than just the whack AAA games that these big studios are feeding us. Like, in the grand scheme of things, we're in the most renaissance era for game developers of all experiences and sizes. There's so many talented dudes and dudettes out there that are just dropping new games every day. Like, if any of you check the new games tab on Steam, you know that it has new anime sex games pretty much every day. People are going crazy. The game industry is reaching a time where it's not being completely raw dog by all the big name studios, especially with all these pricing and player mistreatment problems that we're seeing so often. A whole new light is being shined on indie games and even some AA games that wouldn't otherwise get as much attention. But again, the problem is that some casual players just aren't fond of them or don't even know they exist because they're so out of tune with the depths of gaming and only rely on maybe, what trailer they might see on social media or on their YouTube timeline to see what's really coming out. So that's what I hope I can, possibly push for anyone watching this video that might need it. To say that there's a whole world of gaming out there would be an understatement to, just a sheer amount that there really is. So a good place to start if you don't know squat about anything gaming right now is undoubtedly, I kinda hate to say it, but Reddit. Maybe you like games like Grand Theft Auto growing up and you want to play one like that, so you could just go into maybe a GTA subreddit and ask for some recommendations on games like that. You might get trolled a little because, that's a crazy question, but somebody out there will likely direct you in the right direction. or even just a simple game browse through whatever online storefront that you like to use. That was a good way I used to find out about games back in the PlayStation 3 era on the PlayStation Store. So if you genuinely put in an effort to find new games, you will more than likely find something for you to be interested in. You see, it all just bothers me a little bit, seeing people complain about games not being good anymore when I see and play all these cool things that people are out here creating that can stand toe to toe, if not better than some of these big releases that are coming out today. And more people genuinely deserve to know about these games because you never know who actually might need it right now. So yeah, man, that's all I wanted to say in this, quick video for y'all, man. Feel free to comment down below, like on the video, subscribe if you're not already, and I'll see you on the next one.